Are you ready for the piercing battles? This time we're going to do Austin Bar versus Mantis Piercing. Coming up next on Piercing Battles, episode number 13. For those who are new to the channel, welcome to the Body Piercing and Tattooing channel. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Hope you find it helpful and useful, but you may not know who I am. My name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio located right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So what I'm going to do is go through 5 rounds, 5 subjects, to decide if you're deciding between having an Austin Bar piercing done or a Mantis piercing done, which is the best option for you. We're going to go through some of those things that could kind of tip you one way or another, including anatomy, placement, healing, jewelry and or jewelry options, and living with the piercing. Just for a brief description of what both of these piercings are, an Austin Bar is done horizontally through the tip of the nose or the rhinal apex. This doesn't go into the nostril at all. It's that kind of cartilage, kind of fatty, bulbous thing that's on the end of your nose, the tip of your nose. The Mantis piercings are done like a nostril piercing, except they're done in the front of the nose, usually in a set, one on each side. So let's move on to round number 1, anatomy. With the Austin Bar, most people do have the anatomy for this piercing. With this piercing and rhino piercings, it's usually best if you have a more rounded apex of your nose. The tip of your nose is more rounded than more flat. With the Mantis piercings, flat is a better option because you can angle it more straightforward. Otherwise, you have to kind of do it. You have to do it perpendicular to that anatomy. So sometimes with these, you have to kind of do them a little bit more at this angle than this angle. It can change the look of them, but the more flat that nose is on the front, or the more bigger it is, the better they seem to look. After one round, we've judged this as a tie, meaning Austin Bar 1, Mantis piercings 1. Now let's move on to round number 2, placement variety. With the Austin Bar, you kind of have very little options. You can go a little further up and a little further down, but for the most part, you're kind of stuck with what your anatomy gives them to do. This needs to be two-sided, and it also needs to be deep enough that it's not going to migrate or reject. With the Mantis, you have a lot of options because basically you can go all the way to the back, all the way to the front. It really depends on the look that you want. If you want them closer together, then you move more into the center, and if you want them a little further apart, you go this way. So it's kind of like, do you want predator eyes or prey eyes? This one I'm going to give to Mantis piercings because there is a lot more options with that one. Making the score now, Austin Bar 1, Mantis piercing 2. And round number 3, healing. Austin Bars can take much longer to heal. You're looking at something more closer to 4 to 8 months on a healing. It's a much longer piercing, meaning that it's going to take more materials to heal. It's going to take more effort for your body to heal it. Additionally, there's probably going to be a point with either of these piercings where jewelry will need to be downsized. With the Mantis piercing, healing is a little bit faster, about 2 to 4 months, just like a normal nostril piercing. Has many of the same needs and commitment that there is with a nostril piercing. It would be a very quick heal. So that one, I think, is a clear winner, is the Mantis piercing, just basically because it takes much longer to heal, less likely to have problems. That brings the score to Austin Bar 1, Mantis 3. Now we move on to round number 4, jewelry options or choices. With the Austin Bar, pretty much straight barbells is the only option you really have for that particular piercing. I have seen these done occasionally with curved barbells, but it really depends on the shape of the nose, and the curved barbell, it's kind of a different heel, and it is more to fit the anatomy, but traditionally these are done with a straight barbell. Now, as far as ends, there are a lot of different ends that you can use, either threaded or threadless, lots of different options to give it various different looks. With the Mantis piercing, though, you have the added possibility of wearing rings in the piercing. Just like a normal nostril piercing, if you give it enough time to strengthen and season to the point where it will accept a ring without issue, you can wear rings in it. Also, threadless barbells or threadless labret studs with tons and tons of different ends. And to be honest with you, generally, when it comes to threaded versus threadless, there's more threadless jewelry out there than there is threaded jewelry. So, after 4 rounds, I think that round goes clearly to Mantis piercings, making the score now after 4 rounds. Axiom Bar 1, Mantis 4. Now we move on to round number 5, living with a piercing. Axiom bars, not really as socially acceptable as a nostril piercing. I think they might be slightly less noticeable than the Mantis, but for the most part, it's a more extreme piercing than you're going to have with just like one nostril piercing or even a matching set of nostril piercings on both sides. This piercing will need to be isolated, avoiding contact. It is a long piercing through cartilage. Cartilage does not do well with abuse or getting bumped or snagged. It's kind of like the snug of the face. It's one of those piercings that's out there, it's easy to bump, and it's not going to like it, even after the piercing is healed and seasoned. Will close extremely rapidly. Because it's such a long piercing, it will collapse pretty quickly. It's something you need to leave something in it at all times. Last one is with the Axiom bar is if it's crooked, it is very, very noticeable. And you're dealing with crooked this way and crooked this way. It really needs to be dead on and precise. You need to find somebody that really knows how to do it. Sometimes, just like a bridge, it will migrate a little bit out of alignment. It kind of has that same issue. And because it's on the front of your nose, it will draw everybody's attention. And you also got to keep in mind, just because you're dealing with organic anatomy. It's organic. It's never consistently the same on one side or the other. A lot of it is finding a way to do it, to trick it into looking like it is straight and matches. That might not be measuring from here to here. It's more about just eyeballing it and going, okay, this is going to look good. Mantis, less socially acceptable also because it's on the front of your face and people are not used to it. It's not a piercing that people see very often, either of these. So they're going to be a little bit more taken aback and you're going to deal with a little bit more questions and etc. and maybe a little bit of prejudice because of it. It will not close as quickly as an Axiom bar, but there's 2 of them. So it's twice the worry, twice the dealing with, twice the bumping. If they don't match an angle or placement, they look kind of off and kind of goofy. These have to be dead on both sides. You need to downsize on the proper period of time to avoid the migration that may happen with having the longer jewelry in there. It is one of those piercings that, yeah, if it's off just a little bit, you're going to notice it. Axiom bar 2, but these, yeah, they either look good or they don't. There's no in between if that placement's just off a millimeter. Mantis piercings are slightly less affected by contact. However, they are on the front of your nose. It is what leads the body. It's the furthest forward on most people, and it bumps into things. It's kind of like the toe of the face. So you really do need to isolate it and keep that in mind even after the piercing has healed. This one, I think it's a little bit on the Mantis side, but I kind of like the Axiom bar. They both kind of have that. I'm going to call it a tie. Making the final, Axiom bar 2, Mantis 5. So do you have either of these piercings? Was I dead on or did I miss something? Leave a comment. Also, if you have any questions about either piercing that you feel like I didn't cover it well enough, leave a comment. Till next time, here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I'd love to see you for your piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you in that next video.